Ken Kreitzer, Cam Vets Media. Good to see you both. Great to start the new season. Noah, why don't you lead off for us? Just tell us about your summer and approaching the new football season.
My summer was great. I started off with some cadet training up at Buckner with a lot of the senior group, members of the football team, and then just got right into workouts, some summer courses, and just a lot of work with the quarterbacks and just different pieces of the offense, getting our timing down and preparing us for the moment we're in right now.
What are key elements of preparation for you?
I'd say the biggest thing that the slots were working on was just timing with the quarterbacks. All the quarterbacks were out there, Dwayne, Kel, Ethan. Just when we're coming out of our breaks, they're releasing the ball and just having that trust within each other that, even if we're not looking for the ball, they're gonna throw it early, and that just helps us against defenders and just our overall offense.
Thank you, Brady. Good to see you. Tell us a little bit about your summer.
Yeah, so kind of a similar summer, right? So I was also taking stat classes or summer classes. Took two of them, and he had CLDT, so I had CTLT, which we were in Fort Drum, New York. We were there for roughly 2 weeks. It was a good time. Got to shadow lieutenants and get to learn more about the Army, and it was a really good experience. Yeah.
Just tell us a little bit about your preparation for the season. You had an outstanding season last year, the line of the year. What are some of the elements that you want to work on going into this season?
Yeah, definitely some big points of emphasis for us is obviously be lethal, be dominant as it always is. With Coach Vitti as your head guy in the offensive line room, he sets that from day one, and I feel like a good thing with the mob is like we're always bought in, and it's very easy to get people to buy in because of our culture. Not even in just the mob, but the whole team. Our culture is a big thing that we're working on this summer. We're trying to make sure that culture wins games, and we really do believe that. And with guys like Paolo Generelli and Will Jeffcoat, also in the offensive line room to help out. It's been a really good summer. So
Thanks, Brady.
Yeah.
Thank you. Seth Mendelson, Black Knight Nation. Either one of you guys. The offense last year with Daly here, obviously he's gone. Let's talk about that. What do you expect? I mean, you're kind of starting new. I'm sure you have faith in your quarterbacks, but what's your expectations going into camp?
I'd say my expectations, for Dwayne and Kellen and Ethan, are definitely high. It's been something we're preaching all off season is we have the capabilities to do what we did last year and do more. Obviously, it's tough. Bryson was a great leader and a great player for us, but I think it's just going to open up, more opportunities for guys to show off their skill sets, and I think that's something that Coach Worley is more than excited to do.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of going off that, I'm excited. We have three really good quarterbacks right now competing for the starting job. They all have different things that they bring to the table, but all of them are capable of playing quarterback for this team. So, as the center, it's really great being able to work with all three of them, and ultimately it's going to come down to Coach Worley's decision, and I'm just excited to see all three of these guys compete, and whoever gets the starting job, I know they're going to take control and lead us to winning some games this year.
Okay. Last year's offensive line was pretty damn good. You have two of you guys back, and you're both, getting national recognition. Other guys have to step up. I know that's part of the Army motto. So you see guys stepping up. You expect them?
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously losing Lucas Scott, Bill Katsianis, Connor Finucane, that's three huge losses, right? But I mean, we have Will Jeffcoat stepping up at the left guard, who is a monster. He's played in a bunch of games. Talk about someone that is a model of consistency and is a great leader. It doesn't really lead by talk; it leads by example, and sometimes that's even better than all the talking. And then for our tackle positions, we have Henry Appleton at the left tackle, who one of the strongest guys I know. He's doing a great job. Just seeing the growth that he's made from the spring to now, and how much time he's put in watching film, getting the extra help. It's been really fun to watch. And then right tackle, right now we have Teddy Williams, who was a tight end for us, but he got moved to offensive line, and he's doing a great job as well. Right, he's in the film room every day. He's watching, he's learning, he's getting with Coach Vitti, he's getting with everybody, he's getting with us, and I'm just excited to see these guys when we put pads on.
Great. Final question, Noah. I think we might see a more wide open offense this year with the quarterbacks, and you're part of that. You're always on the outside, breaking tackles out there. What do you expect?
I think Coach Worley, we've already thrown in some stuff just to get some more of our skill players the ball in different ways. Just different motions and different route concepts. So I'm more than excited, and with guys like Toby Olawale and Liam Fortner, I think that the defense and their secondaries are going to have to respect, not just me, but a couple other guys, and that's just going to open it up even more. So I'm just super excited for what Coach Worley has dialed up for us.
Beautiful. Thank you, guys.
Yep, thank you.
We'll go next to Joe Iacono.
Hey guys, Joe Iacono with Go Black Knights. Brady, first question for you. Time flies, and 2 years ago, it just seems like yesterday when you were starting your first game as the plebe on the offensive line with all these veterans like Connor Finucane and guys who had been there for years, and now you're like the KG veteran of the offensive line. You definitely have the most starts, as the kind of senior returning starter as a Cal this year. How are you trying to lead the other guys and kind of bring along the new offensive line to kind of incorporate those guys into this year's version of the mob?
Yeah, so I'm just trying to pass forward what was given to me when I was a plebe, like you said, right? Starting is not easy as a freshman, and it didn't have, someone went down, like Bill Cassianis got hurt a while ago during that camp, and I say this every interview that I get asked about this, but instead of talk about a guy who wants you to get better, right? Instead of him just kind of like pushing me off, like, oh, that's my spot, like when I get better, like I'm gonna come back. That man stayed after practice with me every day and helped me learn the offense. Coming out of Beast Barracks, helped me with my fundamentals. Put in the extra work for me. And without that, I don't think I'd be up to where I am or played as good as I did as a freshman, right? So that's a credit to him. And obviously, the new freshman just came in, right? I like this new freshman class. They're eager to learn. They always are asking questions already. I was just in with Kieran Garris yesterday in the film room, just going over some plays. He's asking a bunch of questions, good questions. So I'm just excited to see when we put the pads on what these freshmen are capable of.
And that kind of leads right into my next question, actually. Last year, you guys were obviously, like Seth said, Joe Moore award-winning offensive line. Very blessed. I think all 5 of you started every game, if I'm not mistaken, but that's rare. Hope you guys can have the same, fortune this year. But how does the 2 deep look of really having to develop, 10 offensive linemen that you guys can rotate around and play if injuries do come up?
Yeah, I would definitely say I would say we're pretty deep right now. I think there's a lot of guys that know what they're doing, that are in the 2 group and that are like waiting their turn patiently, right? I mean, obviously camp is fighting for jobs, but I know if someone goes down, God forbid, I have confidence in the 2s that they're going to get the job done, and that's good. I mean, that's very positive for this offensive line. Obviously, it's going to come with more development and growth, but being able to trust your 2s if someone goes down in a game scenario and not skip a beat is very important. I think we're getting to that point right now, so I'm very excited.
Thanks. And last question for Noah. Noah, Seth in on a little bit, but when I spoke with, I did a one-on-one interview with Coach Worley in the spring, and we talked about the changes to the offense this year with different quarterbacks, and they'll have a different look. Coach Monken even mentioned a little bit last week at American Conference Media Days, but specifically, Coach Worley said, we got to get the ball to Noah Short more. How does that make you feel? And, I know you're a team player. I know you'll do whatever they ask you to do, but how excited are you that your offensive coordinator specifically said he wants to get the ball in your hands more?
I'm more than excited. As a skill player, you put in all the work in the off season to contribute and help your team win games. And so, going into my senior year, I feel like this is the climax for all that I've worked for, and I'm just more than excited to get going and kick it off here pretty soon.
Thanks, guys.
Yep, thank you.
We'll go to Tom Shanahan.
Hey guys, this question is more for Coach Monken than you guys, because it's about John Feinstein, a best-selling sports writer, wrote a book about the Army-Navy rivalry in 1995, so before you guys were even born. But he also covered the Army-Navy game extensively for the Washington Post, and he's been credited with reviving a lot of national interest in the game. He died in March, so this will be the first year he's not around Army-Navy football and the Army-Navy game. I don't know if you guys are familiar with him, and like I said, the question is more for Coach Munkin, but just checking to see if you had any thoughts about that.
I'm not too familiar on that subject, but you?
Me neither. I mean, I going into my senior year and the importance of the Army Navy game and my first 2 years winning it, you obviously recognize how important it is to all the service members and this organization. And I'd say that the pain of losing is worse than the joy of winning it. So, it's important to this senior class to finish it the right way and change that outcome this year.
Absolutely.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Perfect. Head coach Jeff Munkin will be next.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks,